Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. I'm happy to be back live with you all. Today we are doing a fun card with some of the new products coming out on January 5th. I'm using a new suite from the mini catalog. So this will go live January 5th, and I can't open it up until after January 5th, but I can show you the cover. And at the same time, the celebration is back. Celebration is a really cool promotion where you can earn free products for every $50 increment that you purchase. So there are $50 freebies and there are $100 freebies. So you can get the freebie I'm using today is the Celebration Dainty Flowers DSP, and that is a $50 item. So with a $50 purchase, you will be able to earn the DSP that I'm using today. And so that starts on the 5th, so that's, I believe, on Thursday. Hi, Jamie. And so you're gonna want to hop right on and look at all those things. My products in my catalogs just came in during the holiday shuffle, so for those of you who have requested catalogs, I am going to put them together and ship them out this week. So if you're expecting one, don't worry, it's coming. For those of you who are interested, so a week from Thursday, I will be holding a catalog launch event Thursday evening, January 12th, right here on the page. And I'm basically just going to be showcasing all the new products, all the awesome photos that we get ahead of time that I can't show you until the catalog goes live. I'll be doing a whole fun event Thursday evening, January 12th. So you're going to want to come back here and take a look at all the really good stuff. This is a really awesome catalog. I'm really excited about it. And there's really awesome things in the Celebration catalog as well. My favorite being this DSP that we're using tonight. So I'm going to just give you a peek of what the whole pack is like, just so you can see the beauty too before we get down into the actual card for today. So the piece of paper that I'm going to be using on the card today came from this this page here. So it comes like this. And we're going to be using 2 of the circles, but it's just so pretty. You get 2 of each of these pages, and then they each have a back. So it's got a pretty floral design on the front, and then the back is kind of like an abstract watercolory one. So that's the first one, and you get 2 of each of these. And then there's this beautiful springy flowers page here, and the back is a pink flowery scene. This reminds me of one that we had not too long ago that was gorgeous and I missed, so I'm glad we have one similar back. So that's the front and back of that one. And then this one is really good for like the background of your card. And then you have the purples and greens on this side. And then we have just a greenery one. So that's the green part, and then the back is pretty purple. I believe this is fresh freesia, but I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it's fresh freesia. And then this one is another gorgeous one. I always struggle with these because they're so gorgeous. I don't want to cut them up, but you have to cut them up. Just, you got to get over it and cut them up. Okay, that's what I tell myself. And then the back is a green like that pink I showed earlier. And then the last pattern here is kind of a bigger flower pattern with the back, the watercolors again. So it's just really, really pretty. I love it a lot. And if I end up qualifying for more and more, I'll probably get another pack because it's so pretty. Okay, so that's what they look like. Now let's talk about the stamp set. This is the Dainty Delight stamp set. This coordinates with this paper that I just showed you. And we'll be using the Celebrate You sentiment from this. But it has these pretty flowers and the sentiments. So I just wanted to show you that. And there's also a Dainty Delight dies bundle, which has all sorts of wonderful cutouts. For some reason I misplaced that right before coming live, so I was going to show that to you too. But there are coordinating dies that cut out, I believe, this one, and maybe even this one. And then they have their own like ones you can cut out of cardstock too. So it's really, really great. I love this paper. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we'll move on to the card that I'm going to be making today. It's just it's a easel fold card. It's the same dimensions. It's just scored in a different place. And so I'll show you that. But before I get down to the card base and the basics, I realized that my white pigment ink here isn't coming out quite as bright as I'd like, and I was going to do this off camera, but I thought, hey, maybe some of you might want to know how to re-ink your white pad, so I'm going to show you. The white comes with a blank foam pad, so you'll see that there's no ink on the outer parts because I didn't put it on there, and then it comes with this re-inker. Okay, and when it comes out, you'll see you just want to squirt a little on there, but you'll see it's not liquidy. It's more like of a gel, or almost like a glue consistency. We'll see here. I can get it down in. It's the only trick is it takes a little bit to get it out live, and so I'm just gonna put a little on there on the ink pad. This is a pigment ink, so it takes a little bit longer to dry. And then I'm going to take, this is just a little piece of the cardboard that comes in my paper pumpkin kit. So you can just grab a piece, you know, your Amazon box or whatever, cut off a little piece, and then just kind of, you want to squish that around a little bit. Just make sure you get all the little cardboard pieces off the part where you're going to stamp on it. And that's it really for re-inking. So I just thought you guys might want to see that. In case you've never had the white before, or you just wanted to know how to re-ink an ink pad. But we're not going to do that part right just yet. We're going to start with the card base, okay? So the card base is 4 1/4 by 11. And then it's scored at 5 1/2. So you'll see the score line there to make your top fold or easel card. So I'm just going to fold that, and then I'm going to burnish it with my bone folder. The reason I like to burnish my cards is so they lay nice and flat while I'm working on them. So for this card, I am using basic white, and I'm using the regular basic white, and I'll tell you why. It's because I'm going to be putting a whole nother panel right on the front. So I'm going to be using a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to be putting it right on top because I'm going to emboss it with the Time Worn Type embossing folder here. So this is a 3D embossing folder, and it fits only on the big cut and embossing machine. So if you want this embossing folder, you're gonna need the big cut and emboss machine. And so in order to do the sandwich for a 3D embossing folder, it's just the big plate, then your folder. Now this one sort of has like words on it. So if you care about the words being straight, you're going to want to use this line here to sort of guide you if your paper is straight compared to the line, then it should emboss straight. But I wouldn't really worry about it. But for those of you who are very methodical and perfectionist crafters, you can use that line to make sure that your time-worn type lines are straight. Now I'm gonna just go behind me here on the table behind me so I don't shake the live. So I'm gonna go off camera for just a second, and I'm just gonna feed this through my cut and emboss machine. You want to put it through the fold towards the front, and then just roll it through. And I'll explain what I mean by that. I just mean that this fold here, sorry, it turned around it backwards. This fold here, you want that to go into the machine. It just works a little better that way. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, but it just works a little better if you feed this part in first. Okay, so now we have our embossed panel. I don't know if you can see that in the light. It's all bumpy, and there's like words, like it says, time-worn type. It really does look like a typewriter kind of got all time-worn. Okay, so that's our panel for the front. Now I'm going to cut out our circle. I'm just looking for the one that I showed you guys earlier. There it is. Okay, so the measurements on this one are not super duper exacting, because I just took the piece of paper and I cut as closely as I could around the oval beauty here. So a good way to tell if you're going to cut anything off is if you can see it in your guide here. So I just kind of made sure there was no decoration in my guide, and then cut as close as I could to the decoration on the paper. And that's going to be our extra piece here. And then did the same on the top and the bottom. I think the bottom is probably close enough, but I'll see what I can do. I might be able to cut some off of the top. Yes, there we go. Okay. All right, so I cut off as much as I could there. And then I just used this as a guide to how much I cut off my mossy meadow. So, let's see. So just kind of cut the same size panel. So I just kind of loaded it in like this. I know this is not exacting, but this is how I did it to make sure that they were about the same size. It's going to be crooked underneath anyway, so if it's not exactly the same... Hi, Amy. Thanks for watching. If it's not exactly the same, no one's going to know, but we're going to get as close as we can. All right, so we're going to use that later for the other one. And then we're going to cut this guy off here. Oh, also, just a little reminder, those of you who have registered for my Winter Occasions card class on January 21st, you're going to be getting an email from me about when to expect your supplies in the mail and what to grab together for the day. I'm really excited about that. And for those of you that may not have been able to sign up this time, I do plan to do another one in March, a spring occasions one. So I haven't picked the date exactly yet, but be on the lookout for that. I will be giving you more information as that comes closer. All right, so we've got our two panels here, and then all we need to do now is do our sentiment panel. So here's what I did for that. I did 3/4 of an inch. Again, wide. And then I think I did 2.5 to start with. I think. Now I'm worried. Now I'm wondering if 2.5 is long enough. I think so. Let's see. 2.5. Yes, 2.5. All right. Now we have that piece done. And I think I'm done with my trimmer. Okay, so all our paper is cut. I'm going to do my stamping, and then we'll put everything together. All right, so I'm going to get back out my basic white pigment ink, and I'm going to put a generous amount on here. Now, when you put a cling stamp on, you're going to want to put your stamp block over a grid so that you can line up the line, and so that you'll know exactly where to position your stamp. All right, so I'm just going to get a good amount there on there. See, got that nice there. Of course, got a little on myself. It wouldn't be a day stamping if I didn't have a little on myself. Okay. So now I'm going to line that up and stamp it down. All right, and see how that one came out much brighter than the one, because I needed a little re-ink on my white there. So now I'm all set for the next time that I need to stamp with the white. I'll be nice and bright. Okay, and then one more trick with the banner here. So I didn't use a punch or any fancy die for this. All I did was I eyeballed the middle and cut a little slit down the middle. And sometimes I forget to do this the easy way. The easy way is if you go into the middle and cut out to the side. So then you go into the middle and cut out, and you line it up with that corner there, right? And then you've got your nice banner. Sometimes I forget and I go from the side to the middle, and it's not as easy to get a nice clean banner that way. So you really want to cut down the middle and then go from there out. That's what makes the banner much more even. All right, so now we're going to just glue it all together. So for the Time Worn type panel, I'm going to be using my liquid glue because I just want to make sure that it lines up really well. So this is the Tombow liquid glue. Everybody kind of has a different way of gluing a big piece. I like to do the 4 corners and then just add a little in the middle. But some might do, every, corner. If you have a specific way that you like to glue, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear our different styles for using the glue. And in case you're wondering, I do not have any tips on how to not get it on your fingers, because I get it on my fingers all the time. I just embrace it and say, it's part of crafting for me. Okay, so now I have that fully over. And see, now that panel is twice as thick. So normally if I'm going to do a basic white card base, I'll use the extra thick. But because I'm doing 2 panels, I just use the regular. All right, so now we have that. Now, I forget who gave me this tip, but it has really helped me with any crooked aspirations that I have for card making. It might have been Jamie, might have been Amy, I don't remember, but the advice works so great for me. It is only tilt one of your panels. Okay, so I'm going to use my stamp and seal here, my my tape runner. This is the regular one, it's not the extra adhesive-y one. And I'm going to tilt this green panel. And I'm gonna lightly place it down just because I want to make sure all of the corners are on the card. Okay, and then I'll put it down. So the green one is crooked, but I'm going to try my best to get the flower one on top. I'm going to ignore the green behind it and put it kind of straight. And it gives you that cool cockeyed look without going nuts. Because I've tried to do them both cockeyed before, and I can't get it to look right. So the behind panel, I mean, you could do the behind panel straight and the front one crooked, but just choose one to be crooked, and it'll help with any of your it'll help with your placement. Okay, all right, so there we've got that, and now I have my Celebrate You. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. It's kind of crazy that I haven't used any dimensionals yet, but the paper is so pretty and there's so many layers on it already, I didn't even need them until now. So I just cut mine down the middle. I'm using halves. I'm going to use, I think I'll use 3 in the end. How was everybody's holidays? Pop a comment in the comment section how your holidays were. I'd love to hear about it. Ours were really fun, but really busy. I was going the whole time, and then we got New Year's Day and yesterday just at home. And if you don't know already, I am somewhat of a homebody, and I'm definitely an introvert, so I so much needed the extra relax and recharge time. But I am feeling very good to start the year, and I'm really happy to be back doing the lives here. All right, now the last finishing touch is the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and I'm just going to use 2 of the small ones here. I just put one up in this corner and one down here. And there we go. Our card is done for today. Oh, you were cold. It actually got a little warmer here than usual for some of the days, but it was like for an hour. It was warm. We got to send, because a lot of cousins were around, so we got to send them outside for a little bit to play in the snow because it wasn't super duper cold. But it was only for like an hour, and then it got cold again. So, oh. All right. So I didn't do an inside today, but I focused all my attention on the outside. But here's the card. I hope you learned a little something about re-inking your ink pad or how to make a banner. Just a reminder that the new catalog launch event will be right here on Thursday, January 12th, and I'll be featuring all the wonderful stuff in these new catalogs that are coming. If you have not asked for a catalog yet, it's not too late. You can ask for one. I have some going out to some current customers, but I can always order more. Okay, so if you want a catalog, I'd be happy to send one to you. Just message me and let me know. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm going to use 2 of the small ones here. I just put one up in this corner and one down here. And there we go. Our card is done for today. If you have not asked for a catalog yet, it's not too late. You can ask for one. I have some going out to some current customers, but I can always order more. Okay, so if you want a catalog, I'd be happy to send one to you. Just message me and let me know. All right. Oh, Iowa. Oh goodness, that sounds crazy, Amy. We had family come in from Buffalo, and they were stuck for Christmas Eve and Christmas, and I think even the day after, and that they didn't get the travel ban lifted until like the night before they were supposed to come. So they had to rush and do their holiday celebrations with the family in Buffalo before they came here to do it with us. It's kind of a crazy thing. I'm glad you're all safe and sound, though. That sounds a little scary, Amy. But I'm glad to hear that that it was fun. All right, so I hope to see you next week. I'll be live again Tuesday, 7:30, and feel free to like or comment or even share the video. I'd be happy to have some of your friends see my tutorial as well. So have a great night, guys.